up, everybody? Welcome back to our 50th episode of a parallel discussion.
Round of applause, dude. Oh, dude.
50th episode, huh?
I'm fucking smelling that burp though right now.
Yeah?
It's fucking nasty, dude.
He had a Costco hot dog. I told you though.
But you can smell it, dude.
Yeah, I mean that's what those hot dogs do. They're not.
It really, all the fucking smell came over here.
It was in my burp or your burp?
It was your burp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit,
dude, it's putrid, bro. It's bad. But shout out to our 50th episode, the series finale. Thank you for coming all this way.
Hey, you know what? I was thinking it's not okay. Well, technically, it's not our series finale, but it does feel like it because your boy got a job.
Oh, really? Where?
I already told you.
Wait, you mean your CDL?
No. Okay. Well,
backtrack a little bit.
Okay. So the last 7 months, I've been unemployed.
Really unemployed, by the way.
Really fucking unemployed.
I've never seen unemployed in that way ever.
I've never seen an unemployment spurt so much. You know what? I enjoyed it, bro. It was a good. It was a good time off. Good time off. It was some stressful times there, and there probably will be more, and we'll see what happens. But I have achieved my goal. I've got my CDL.
Nice.
I've got my Class C driver license.
Congrats,
for those who don't know what it is. Thank you.
Hey, I have a question though.
Yes.
Do you like move regular people over with regular licenses, like move peasants? You tell them like, get the fuck out of my way.
No, I have not. I was thinking about it the other day when you brought it up. Like, hey, when you have a Class A, how does it feel? Like, I was like, it kind of feels like having two cocks, you know?
Well, I mean,
that's
a little too extreme.
I didn't mean that.
It's way too fucking extreme. But congratulations, man, on your CDL. It's been a while.
It's been a while. It's been a while since I first saw you. Yeah, it's been a while. It took me longer than I should have lasted. Yes, of course. And you know what? Everything that's happened is supposed to happen, you know. That's my my lesson to myself.
Yeah, I thought it was an achievement until you told me that some guy just went in there and just passed it like in 3 weeks.
No, not 3 weeks. There is people who go in there who already have the experience.
So they don't need hours?
They just need hours. That's all they need.
So they just go in there for hours?
Just go in there for hours.
Wait, why would they want that? For like, they probably got a DUI or something?
No, it's maybe, I don't know. I don't know the situation.
I don't know why, like,
but if they have
a license, why do they need hours?
Well, it's because you need amount of hours to be able to take your test at the DMV.
Oh, so every time you need to take a test at DMV, you have to
every time. Like for your permits is fine, but like there's certain things where like now for a CDL you need to have I think it's 30 hours behind the wheel.
Really?
It's 30 hours behind the wheel.
And same thing for a motorcycle?
Now, I don't know about motorcycle, but I know they do have two different motorcycle licenses, M1 and M2. And M1 is more like
racing,
like you're super like
it's racing.
Yeah, like hardcore
Gran Turismo type of stuff. Yeah.
And M2 is like your fucking mopeds and shit like that. You know?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you don't even. Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah. So you need a license to drive like a quad and all that?
No, not a quad. You're fine with this. Whatever. A kid could drive a quad, dude.
Like a dirt bike, you need a license?
Nah, you could. Anybody with a Class C or anybody who doesn't even have a license could just do it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it's not on the road. It's on.
Oh, it's supposed to be off the road.
Yeah. If you're like off roading and shit like that.
That's it's like saying that's your responsibility if you get hurt.
Yeah. I mean, either way, like.
And plus, a lot of those tracks have like waivers you have to sign. Like if you get hurt in here, it's not our fault.
Maybe, I don't know. I don't remember the last time I went.
That's quadding. How I fucked up my knee though.
Yeah, you went quadding?
Nah, I went paintballing years ago, and I swear to God, they hit me in my fucking knee, and it's been dislocated ever since. And it feels like it's shattered, but I'm too poor to like go and get it fixed. I'm hoping on the riches of this future podcast that that I can get that fixed. So I mean, if you guys could refer this episode, this podcast to your friends, that would fucking help a lot.
We will be on 150th episode, and we still probably wouldn't.
Imagine just crickets at like episode 1000.
I mean,
We still have like 27 subscribers at episode 1000. I think at that point we should just call it, right?
I think at one
It's
point
safe?
when I mean, I think we should already just call it.
I think we should just call it at that point. Like, hey, you know what? It's good. It was a good run, but you know, it's not for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we give it a good shot. You know, we 50 episodes is enough.
You are a little closer to me this time in the podcast. Why is that?
You know, I was trying to be close to the roadcaster.
I thought it was a little invasion of personal space.
Well, I don't know, but I was supposed to be closer to the roadcaster because I really wanted to use that applaud sound at the beginning, and it did kind of feel weird. As slowly as the
You got really close, and then now you're
5
slowly
minutes
like,
into this podcast, I kind of just started, removing myself away from
it's
you,
a little too weird, you know.
separating myself.
Yeah, I just had that in mind. I was like, why is he so close?
I'm not gonna lie, that mic sounds way better than these mics.
Really?
Yeah.
The thing about this one, I could like already kind of hear like other stuff bleeding in. So it probably has like it's more.
I don't think so because when I was.
But the thing about this mic, like, so check it out. This is me, like, let's just say 2 fingers away. Yeah, like about 2 fingers. This is like a fist, So this is right here.
Show me the fist.
This will be the range right here. Like if you're a singer, this will be the fucking. This will be the. I don't even know why we're fucking talking about this.
I mean, I'm just saying that you sound great.
Yeah.
That mic.
Hey, well, thank you, dude. New mic for a new fucking podcast. You know.
New episode.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe Total Armageddon.
Total Armageddon, dude. Shout out to Manny Elefantes, dude.
Manny Elefantes. Shout out to
also Minor.
Lager as Brian thank you for coming over on Friday.
Shout out to Manny Elefantes, also Mayor.
Guys, so I guess back to my CDL. So real quick, I'm finally done. I'm looking for work, and I might be on the road for a while. I don't know.
On the road again.
I don't know how long I'm gonna be away for. So hopefully we could do still podcasts while I'm on the road.
I'm pretty sure we could work something out. But if it doesn't work out,
I can tell you guys my what I've seen, what awkward lot lizards I've seen.
Can you explain to the public what a lot lizard is?
A lot lizard is pretty much what's the easiest way?
I mean, there is no easy way.
Yeah, there is no way.
So let's just leave it there and let's leave it to our imaginations.
If y'all want to Google it, go ahead and Google it.
Yeah, I think we should just leave it there.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for stopping me. Thank you for stopping. But now that I have my CDL, I found a gig. I should be starting maybe as close as the next week.
Nice.
So
this is your last week?
This is my last week of vacation, pretty much.
It's been a long vacation.
Yeah, it's been 7. No, actually, well, yeah, it was vacation and it wasn't vacation. There was, I still was going to school. I still was doing, music shit. I was still keeping myself busy, So that's a good thing. I'm happy for that. Guys, if I would say if you are going to take a mental break, I never had one. Never thought I would. And maybe fired was probably one of the best things that's ever happened to me. Getting fired back in November. So.
But eventually, you found out that your position, like everybody in like that same position, pretty much that department got let go.
Yeah, so I think
it was eventually gonna happen either way.
Yeah, eventually. But I mean, still, I would have not gotten the help if I would have not gotten fired.
Yeah.
But anyway, so now 50th episode, we really tried doing a big episode. But since we do record during the week, it's been kind of like a little off for us, a little harder for us to get people to come in during the week. So we have to figure that out.
Yeah, and it's gonna be harder now too because of what Lalo said. Like, he's gonna be on the road a lot, so we don't know how we're gonna work this podcast out. But it'll come out like every month or two. Yeah.
Hey, but I'm telling you, when you guys do get me on the phone, when Turkey decides to call me and record the podcast, it's really gonna be up to him. You're the one who's gonna have all the
now
equipment.
I'm really gonna fucking do everything.
Now you really Now you really have to do everything.
And my guest right here, Lalo, is gonna be on every once in a while.
My guest. That's funny, dude. But yes, I kind of I want to run into the first topic of the day. Let's start off with your boy Arnold Schwarzenegger.
What's up with him?
What do you think of his documentary?
His documentary is really cool. The one on Netflix is really fucking cool. I got to watch it. Shout out to fucking whoever's account that was. Yeah. Yeah, man, it was a good documentary. Like anything with Arnold, because I know, like, I don't know. I've always had this fascination over Arnold. By the way, we're talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger. But I've always had this fascination about him because, you know, he's a person that kind of fucking went against all odds, you know. I know there's a lot of people that get out there and say, well, he was white, you know, he was fucking good looking, you know,
I don't know about good looking.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you know, he was on top of his physique and like everybody just wanted at him, like, but I don't think so, man. His life, you know, to him talking about his relationship with his mom and his father, it really, you could tell it was a really tough upbringing. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, with especially his dad, his mom probably seemed like the most.
Yeah, but eventually, you know, like she had her own issues as well.
Okay.
You know, but even he said it at the end. Like he had this opportunity where he felt he was almost, he had the chance to really mend his feelings, like work on his relationship with his mom, and then she died.
Yeah, she
Ended up dying, and he's like, they kind of like just he was explaining how just when I was about to like really come to terms with my mom, like she passed away, and that was taken, that opportunity was taken away from me. So again, man, it's struggle, man. This is a guy that came from like a small town in Austria,
which is a beautiful town.
Yeah, I mean, it's beautiful. It looks like a fucking village from Lord of the Rings. It looks like it looks. Yeah, that's like the scenery, like any kid should have growing up. You know what I mean? Like that should be like the best.
You know what? That's one thing that I did see when I like one of the first opening shots of that. I was like, how fucking awesome would it be waking up to this? But then, like, as a kid, you probably don't even realize it.
But even as a kid, he knew in his documentary. He explains like he knew that he needed to get out of there. So for him, that was his comfort zone, being at home. You know, he knew it was a beautiful place. He recognized it for what it was, but he said he felt like he wasn't from there. You know, he like deep down, like this is not where I'm from. I gotta go there. When he had a fascination for America, like a lot of immigrants did, and back in those days, and still do. You know what I mean? But back then, it was more still of the dream. You know what I mean? Like the dream to like go to America and make better yourself. That's where everything. If you want to become someone, that's the place to go. And he lived that life, man, and I still think his book is I think it's Total Recall. It's called Total Recall or Recall.
I think it's Total Recall.
There's an audio book in the book. It's way more detailed, and I recommend it so much. But this documentary was pretty cool too because they separated in 3 steps. It was pretty much his bodybuilding days,
actor,
and then there's his acting days
and political days, pretty much.
Yeah, and his political days. But yeah, it's a really in-depth documentary about him. Again, like I understand, like he almost seemed not human at times because he you know of who he was, but you could tell the perseverance is there. It's so inspiring, bro. Like, you know, like here's someone that just everybody kept telling him, no, you can't do that. But he kept pushing forth. And look, he even said it. He was like, I became a millionaire before I was even making movies. Like he's like, I got into real estate because of the guy that was helping him with his bodybuilding. They had a good relationship. He
bought a building like in West Hollywood.
Dude, he said he started buying like a lot of office buildings in Santa Monica area and a lot of apartment buildings in Santa Monica area, which now is insanely.
I wonder if he still owns them.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Damn, that's the kind of mentality that we have.
And dude, the thing is that he was already doing that when he was he didn't even really know English that much. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he even says in his documentary, like he asked the dude he was working with at the time with the bodybuilding stuff. He's like, hey man, like I need to get English. Like he already knew one step ahead.
He needed to know English because
he was like I need, and that's crazy, man. That's inspiring. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and look at us. We know everything, and we don't fucking. We're still broke. you know. But
we'll be some broke ass fools who know English and Spanish.
but yeah, there's a dude that just knows, just move on, move, just keep moving. The thing is movement, and he even said it. Like he's like, there is a downside to that as well. It's like you almost don't know when to almost. You're used to just moving on your own so much that you don't know how to accommodate to others, and then you start looking selfish to others because the other people are like, he's just thinking about himself. He's not slowing down for anyone else, and we can't work with him. Like he became almost in a way unreachable, untouchable. But and then that's something he realized later in his political life. He's like, oh, I can't look at politics the same way because I got to work with all these different people.
Yeah,
because that's why his first couple of months, first year didn't really work out with him, because he was explaining how he wanted things done, and he was just kind of ramming through everything, which is not the way in politics. Politics, you gotta work you gotta work certain situations in different ways with a lot of patience. And that's kind of it. It's just an experience. You just see himself being formed, essentially, as himself. Like you could tell where he realizes where he fucked up, and where he just realizes his fuck ups, and then he acknowledges them, and he moves on. He learns from them.
Yeah, I think that's one thing I did get from the person he was like even when he was like he wasn't so used to losing. He was he wanted to win. Yeah. And he knew what to do to get it. Like I wouldn't say he was like kissing ass or anything. He just knew how to become a better self, of a better person, of like, and doing it at the same time and getting better. That's one thing I got from like his.
But even when he lost, he knew what to work on, and then he came back the next time and he fucking beat it.
Yeah, no, like the movies that fucking flunk, the competitions he didn't do well when he was
which is what it wasn't a little. It was literally like he only fucked up like 2 or 3.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like for a fucking career of like he pretty much won, like, let's just say 90% of all of them, and he only lost like 2 or 3.
Yeah,
but those 2 or 3 were enough for him to like, okay, let me change course, let me see where I could get better, and I'm coming back for you. Like that's the thing.
I'll be back.
That's the motherfucking thing about him, is like he says that's the only good thing I got from my father, is that he made me competitive, but at the same time it's kind of like. It's like with everything. It's too much extreme of everything. Kind of. It's a little. You got to bring down a notch. You got to like center it a little bit.
Yeah, and I didn't even know his parents were. Oh, his dad was a Nazi, right?
Yeah. So his parents were part of the Nazi party at the time, because they're Austrian. So Austria was like the first one to be integrated into the Nazi party.
Do you think because Nazis were like so like strict, he got that?
Well, you can see, man. I mean, it's not just the Nazis. It's what just that it's what ideologies mixed with war, the psychology of that fucks. He even told you, like,
yeah, in the beginning,
like when those Nazis came back from defeat,
they came all fucking.
They were broken, because they're lost. You know what I mean? Like, and now the only way they have to cope with that for the rest of their life.
Yeah,
and and it's pretty controversial how you look at it, because he's seen it from his side. His father was a Nazi. You know what I mean? So, like at this time, but he also realized that was wrong at that time. He even said that, like, I didn't feel like these were. I didn't identify with them and their ideologies, and that's why he always felt like he wasn't part of the family.
Yeah,
and that's why he ended up leaving. He said he ended up becoming so distant that he just lost contact with his brother, and
he wanted to leave all that behind. Like
it's almost like he just wanted to bury
his brother. He said.
Exactly, he just erased it, and I feel like there's a lot of stuff that he didn't really talk about during that time, but you could just see like he went through some shit, you know,
Yeah.
and the fact that his dad used to make them
like compete against each other.
well, not just that, but before they ate, they had to do push-ups.
All push-ups.
They
Yeah.
had to do pull-ups. Like it was like a fucking militant fucking family, dude.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, that was part of it, and then I guess what really drove him into because he saw Hercules, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I forgot his name.
Yeah,
But yeah.
But he saw
It
Hercules.
was a famous
movie.
actor that played Hercules during that time, and that was
And he was a
that his
bodybuilder.
hero. Yeah, that was his hero.
And I guess that's one of the guys he lost. Oh no, he actually beat his hero, and he felt bad because he won against him. And he was
Yeah,
like, maybe I should have not competed.
Yeah, he felt shame, but eventually he said it was gonna have to happen,
Mhm.
and it happened, you know. And it's true, you know. But that's kind of like, but there's a lot of humility in the way he said it, you know. Like he realized, like, man, this is the person I've looked up to. He's the reason why I got into why I got into at the time, you know.
So let me ask you this: who's your hero?
Right now, come back to me later.
I mean, okay, how would
It's a hard one. Yeah.
how would it feel?
I don't think
to
I
be
have a
one of-
hero.
How
but
would it feel to be
I-
one of your heroes, or to be better than one of your heroes, and then you feel that way? Shouldn't you also just be proud of that, or how would you feel? How would you take it, like being better than a hero? Or
It depends, man. It depends how.
Like, do you feel like he's not even my hero because I'm better than him, or how does that?
Well, in that
supposed to-
case, it was a straight up competition.
yeah,
You know, it depends because in competition, it's straightforward. You know, there is a winner.
there is a winner and there's a
But
loser.
like if there's artistry, like let's just say music, if you think you've surpassed your hero,
like I don't know, let's say
that's
you sold more albums than your hero.
That would depend.
You will sell more albums than your hero.
But see,
or-
but let me tell you this: just because you sell more albums doesn't make you better. You know what I mean?
no, of course you.
It just you're more popular, but you're probably not the
because
best.
I mean,
music.
back then you couldn't even tell who was more popular.
Exactly, but that doesn't
I mean,
mean you're the
depends on
best
who it was.
musician. That doesn't mean you're you know all your shit. That you're really into it. It doesn't mean so. That's why there's different scales to it. Because let's just say you surpass your hero in music, in your mind, you're like, you know,
Like I'm a better saxophone player than this.
but see,
motherfucker.
even in music, in order for you to feel like you beat your hero, your hero has to acknowledge you. Like, hey, this
Yeah.
guy is the next guy.
yeah,
You know that would be, but it's more acceptable that way because he's bringing you in like under his wing. Like,
Yeah.
hey, this is the guy. But in competition, there's a straight winner. You know what I mean?
Is there anything you would want to compete in?
Yeah, podcasting. yeah.
I want to be better than Rogue Jogan.
Turkey.
Rogue Jogan.
No.
Rogue Jogan. That's Rogue.
What's it called?
Rogue Jogan. No. Rogue Jogan.
Jogan. No.
I can't-
Ro Jogan.
Yeah, Rogue Jogan. That's what it
Yeah.
said. Rogue
Shout out to
Jogan.
Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan. Nah, I don't think we could ever do that. But I would like to think. I mean, yes. I mean, I think
And
the
speaking of
possibility-
podcasts, man, a big shout out to Betty.
oh yeah, shout out to
Beatrice
Betty,
Rivera. She I don't know when it's gonna drop, but you let me know yesterday,
Yeah,
and then I hit her up. I'm like, hey, congratulations, because it's been hyped up for too long, dude. We've been hyping that podcast for so long.
we've
Like,
been
when the
promoting
fuck
a
is-
podcast
when
that
the
didn't
fuck is that-
exist.
Yeah, when the fuck is that
so
gonna come
now
out?
it's existing.
So, hey, man, that's really fucking cool. Like, she really put her fucking time
hey,
into that.
she's been
And she's really like,
she's really going. And dude, I know it took her a while, but I think sometimes you need to work towards it. You know,
no,
we
and
kind
I
of just took a big dab at it, and we're not just as good as
no,
her.
and anybody and anybody that's interested to go over and follow her, like, just know that she's very calculated in a good way. Like, she really likes to have her stuff. She really likes to know her stuff before she puts it out there. She really puts it out. Like, she really puts her heart into it. So
Unlike us,
yeah, we just kind of come in here and just fucking. What the fuck are we gonna talk about?
like,
You know
what
I
are we
mean?
gonna do today?
Yeah, but go check her out. Her podcast is called Be Boss Coaching Podcast, right?
No, be a boss.
That's what Be a Boss Coaching Podcast.
Yeah,
but all together, right?
Yeah, all together. Be a Boss Coaching.
Be a
podcast.
Boss all together, and then podcast.
Yeah, that's her.
So go follow her if you're into that topic. She talks about more like business, entrepreneurship. So I believe some self help in there too, right?
Yeah, I believe.
I would say some self help.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's what a lot of it is, to be honest. Like yourself. I mean, not putting her down, but I'm just saying that self help a lot. I mean, how to believe in yourself too in an environment where it's so competitive, especially because like if you have a taco shop, you have a taco shop next door too. Like who you go with,
Yeah,
shit like that, like so just
no. But I really feel like she has the voice for that type of thing. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm really proud that she's really expanding herself to that, and hopefully she could really, hone in onto what she's really good at and just go all in on it. So shout out to you, Betty. We're proud of you. And go check her podcast out.
Nice. I like that. Yes, we are proud of you. And I don't know. I kind of want to go on to how do you feel? Let's go on to the next topic, I guess. Yeah. How does it feel getting rid of your Instagram?
I mean, I haven't officially got rid of it, but I had to get away from it because I felt like it was fucking with my head. Like it was. It just. I think we talked about this a couple times before, but yeah. It's
But I think now it's like really like at the point where like.
Nah, there was just one day where I just felt so exhausted. I'm like, why do I feel so exhausted? And it was just, I felt like it was just all of this information that I was consuming on a daily basis that had no fucking gain to it. Like it was just, it almost feels like garbage now. Like it feels like I was just fucking looking at garbage all day and just, I mean, I already have fucking health issues. But I mean, like, I think Instagram was just making it fucking worse. Like, it really just, I felt like okay, the best way I could think about it, when your computer's full of fucking cookies and cache and shit like that, like, you got to fucking declutter all that. You know what I mean? Like, you got to clean it out. You got to go into your PC cleaner and just throw all the junk away. Because I just felt fucking just up to here. I just felt like it was just clogging up my head. And in the final draw, I think it was starting to fuck with my dreams. Because I was starting to dream about shit that I had seen on Instagram. I clearly remember. And then I was like, it's starting to go into my psyche. So I'm like, let me just step back for a bit. So I stepped back for a bit. And honestly, it's been almost chill. Like it feels almost relaxing to not. Like I used to have this anxiety, like I gotta scroll through everything. I gotta I almost talk like if I was an addict. Like I feel like I was.
Do you feel like it was still been hard to like have removed it or anything?
Was it hard?
I mean, like now that you don't have it, like is there an itch for you to look at your phone for it?
Nah.
Okay.
The first day, I think it was the day where I was like, should I open it again? And like, and then from there, I just start feeling really relaxed, and I just couldn't go back. Okay. I mean, it's still active. I just deleted the app though. It's still active.
But then just to be honest, you were never really active on IG anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I was active, just consuming shit. Mm-hmm. But I would never like post or anything. So I mean, it's not like people like I didn't really have a fucking I didn't really have like a social circle in Instagram, anyways. But yeah, it was, and plus my algorithm was getting really dark. Like towards the end, it was like a lot of fucking weird executions. Like I'm like, where the fuck is all this coming from? You know what I mean? And it just I just realized too, like Instagram is kind of going through something similar that when YouTube went a couple years ago, when people were just uploading so much shit to the point where YouTube couldn't catch up, and
they just feed everything to you.
And then they were starting to upload like real dark shit in there.
Oh, I see.
And then real dark shit started getting through, and then that's the reason why YouTube became so strict on their policies,
because people are just uploading
because they can't go through everything physically. Mm-hmm. It's impossible. There's so many videos uploaded almost every day. It's fucking almost impossible for YouTube to go through every video. So that's why they were like, let's just fucking draw the line somewhere. And so in a way, it's a bad thing for creators because creators want to be creative. They want to talk about anything, and everything,
Us.
But at the same time, like there are people that just upload like real sick shit out there. You know what I mean? And then that shit's out there, and then that's why they got to make rules.
Yeah.
But I feel like Instagram is going through that now, where they're just getting so many users, so much shit uploaded, that there is a dark side now to Instagram, because Twitter has kind of had that, and I guess the whole through I think through the filter of Elon or whatever, I think they're starting to filter a lot of that through.
But I mean, I think like they were trying to be because before Elon, it was strict already. They implemented a lot of strict.
Yeah, but
things.
it was more strict. It
was more political strict.
Yeah, it was more controlling. Like, what can people say if Twitter didn't like something you were saying? They're like, let's cut them off. But it was more like that. It was more directly strict. What I'm talking about, like in strict, is like there is a filter to certain content. Like if you post some shit that's too weird or just I don't know, just off the end. Off the edge, whatever, they'll take it off.
A little loose wire and shit type of.
Yeah, and I feel like Instagram got to that point where, dude, I was even starting to see nudity on there. I was like, this is Instagram.
Instagram?
Like, yeah.
Oh shit. Oh yeah, I did see nudity.
There's nudity now. I'm like, this. At one point, like this wasn't even like allowed. Like, but yeah, it's just too much garbage. The point is, it's too much garbage. And yeah, I really did feel like it was fucking with my psyche in a way.
Yeah.
And
I mean, only reason I asked because I mean, there's times where I had to get rid of it, but not because I wanted to, but because of toxica reasons. I was being stalked too much, so I was like, I gotta get rid of this shit. But it's got to the point I don't give a fuck. I think for me, just personally, not everybody does this. Yes, I use my Instagram a lot because I had been having a lot of free time, but when I don't, it's like I could easily put it next to my bed and go to sleep. I think that's the easiest thing for me. Like I just put my phone to the side and I could just knock out. And I know that Oso Menor is also going through the same thing right now. So that's what I was wondering. Like I wonder like what really like at what point do you really feel like, okay, this is just too much for me? Like this is, I
think I'm at that point now. I think eventually, if I stay away from it, I'm just gonna delete it because there's no point in having it.
And the only reason I found out that also Menor got rid of it because I was trying to send him this one meme or something, and I'm like, why can't I find him? And I finally just scrolled down through my messages and it says, user not found. And I clicked on it and I saw the conversations and I was like, wait, I know who this is, and it was also Menor. And I was like, oh, I lost my two of my I lost two of my meme sharing buddies. So. Yeah, now I have to fucking screen record if I want to send you guys something. It's just kind of annoying, Just keep it just for a bit.
I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, I
remember the first time you got rid of Facebook. That shit was like,
dude, I felt the same thing about Facebook in that time too. And it ended up turning into trash. Like you look at Facebook now, it's just an ad. It's like an ad website. Like it just ads everywhere. Like it's just. It's a fucking billboard. It's a billboard more than a social.
Well, that's what everything is now because a lot of people say, "Oh,
I used to like Facebook.
I'm gonna keep it for."
I used to like Facebook when it was like just like basic information. Like it's just a page where you could just communicate with your friends. But when they started integrating so much shit and junk, like not even the website, like it was all clunky and chunky. Like you couldn't even like scroll through the fucking website like smoothly or anything. And I was like, this is shit. I'm out of here.
Yeah. Facebook's not. It's not one of those go-to for me. It's rarely. And then when I do get on it, it's almost the same thing as Instagram. I think it's owned by... no, actually, no, my bad. Wait, Facebook is owned by Instagram, right?
No, Facebook owns Instagram.
Well,
they own WhatsApp, too.
They own, yeah.
And Line, I think.
Line?
Yeah, there's a app called Line. No,
never heard of it.
I could be wrong.
No, I forgot. I had just downloaded an app.
No, I could be wrong about the last one. I think it's just WhatsApp and Instagram.
Well, I had just downloaded an app not too long ago where like it's for social groups. Like
they wanted to buy TikTok,
oh, really?
But TikTok didn't want to sell.
Yeah, TikTok is.
They should have though, because of what happened. Because They I guess the U.S. government forced TikTok to split their operations from China and the U.S. So whatever is
Oh.
run in the U.S. has to be owned by an American company
Mm.
because of the whole security
So
security
they could have
issues.
sold half of the company just for them to run it over here.
They could have, but I think eventually Facebook wanted to buy all of it
Mm.
because they want to use worldwide. They don't just
Yeah.
want in the U.S. But it still would have made more sense.
I, I mean, I don't know. I think that's another thing like that. Facebook was in trouble for because they just own too much shit.
I mean, that's a problem with all these
Yeah.
companies.
Yeah.
When all these companies start owning too much shit. I mean, I get it if you have a focal point, like if it all sort of lives together symbiotically, like if one business helps the other. But even then, you don't want that because if you connect two businesses together, if one fails, the other one falls as well. So you want both businesses to work on their own, but also help each other.
Mm. Yeah. Well, see, we should have become. I'll make you the CEO of a parallel discussion.
Nah, that's more of a Manny Elefantis type of gig. Shout out to Manny Elefant.
Yeah, that dude went at my on Instagram too. So I was pretty sad that all my buddies from.
Solo falta Oso Mayor.
No, he won't get rid of it.
No?
No, he won't. Not anytime soon. I don't think so.
Really?
Yeah, he's not that active neither, but he's active. In his free time, and that's all I am right now. I'm like looking at
The
my
fool's hibernating right now?
that fool's hybrid, yeah. So actually, shout out to Manny because he suggested a good documentary to Turkey, and Turkey suggested to me, and actually, you brought it more to he suggested to everybody,
Yeah, he
but
suggests
you
to
brought it
everybody.
more to my attention because I think at the time I wasn't even looking at the text messages, at the text thread, and so the mystery case of Grace, of Natalia Grace, right?
Yeah.
It's on Max. So if you
Shout out to Eduardo's Max account, by the way.
out.
I got to watch it for free.
So I don't know who that is, but yeah, what a sweetheart. What a sweet.
More like a sour heart.
Yeah. So let's get started with this talk. Okay. So I think we had talked about this earlier. How like when people who adopt kids, how sure are all these like
Well, first of all, talk about sort of like the gist of the show
all right
before we go into other topics.
All right, so here we go. So I guess it's kind of the orphanage, pretty much the orphan, the movie, where there's this child who gets adopted, from a child orphan agency, and she looks older than she's supposed to be, but she's like only claiming she's 6, I think.
Yeah, at the time she was claiming
Yeah,
she
she
was
was
6.
claiming she's 6.
Well, she wasn't. The papers were.
The papers were
The
claiming she
agency
was,
too that adopted her.
Mhm.
I mean that was fostering her.
Yeah, and it just got to the point where it got really creepy from her point. No, not her point of view, but from the parents' point of view, it got creepy because she was acting like she wasn't 6 years old. She looked like at one point like she was older than 6 years old. She looked like she was, pretty much the movie The Orphan, where you think this person is a certain age and she's not, And a lot of time, and this is what this is the trippy part of a documentary for me because it was all over the place. But in the beginning, they're obviously you want to get some sort of aspect of to shape this documentary, and you want to get everybody's side of the story kind of involved and just not make you pick one side,
Yeah, and before we go forward, so about that very point that you just said, I want to make that very clear because before we explain the rest, is like when you watch this documentary, it's not very well made. Like you really do jump a lot. Like
your conclusions are gonna be like
it's just really scattered. Like
choosing sides is gonna be really difficult.
It almost feels scrambled in a weird way. I don't know what the creators of this documentary were trying to do, or if they even knew how to do a documentary.
Yeah.
But it was really all over the place, and it was very disorienting.
But I really do think they did that on purpose. So
nah, dude, it's a really bad made documentary. It almost feels like someone that was making like reality TV made this. But just have that in
Like,
mind.
how'd you guys get to the mall? You're fucking in the middle of the woods not too long ago.
Just have that in mind. Just have that in mind. Us explaining this throughout, because as much as we know, like it's so scrambled, and I couldn't really get a final decision or my thoughts on it. Like I have my thoughts, but I'm still like,
yeah, I know. That's where I was, and that's where I still am right now. Like, you know, when I started watching like the documentary, I felt very, I was like, damn, like this is fucking crazy. You know, like this little girl is fucking, you know, lying, blah blah blah. But as the show progressed, I mean, as the documentary progressed, you're like on the third episode, everything just kind of started shifting towards different areas of believement. I guess what I'm trying to say, where I believe the pops, where I believe the mom, but everything. And then you see all these people start getting involved, like the neighbors and all that stuff, and that kind of really kind of started striking me as in, like, damn, life is fucking crazy, because like to live a life of like manipulation from other people it's like one of the hardest things, because you kind of start lying to yourself. You kind of become the victim without being. No, you kind of start playing the victim game without being the victim. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Like my point of view was that from Natalia, that she was trying to do good at one point, but then I guess everything she did does not help her like help her at all in the courtroom, if that makes sense. For all the things she was doing, like poisoning her mom, blah blah blah. But then, did she really do it, or was she just manipulated to do it? You know?
yeah. I mean, for me, the biggest red flag, other than the whole Natalia storyline that they were telling us from the very beginning, was the dad. Like, I knew since the fucking first episode that they were interviewing him. You could fucking tell this guy's a fucking liar. Like, you could just see, just by seeing him. Like, I don't know if it's the side effect of being like, because later you find out he's like this weirdo cuck. Like he likes being told what to do. He's like a fucking man child.
Oh
like,
yeah, he was.
Like
yeah,
he's under the control of his wife. Like you find this out later.
That's what I meant. Like, you're like very So I mean, at that point, like, you're manipulated that much, right? You know it. You're that cook, right? You say so. You know, like you're like that. You like being what to do. But I think at one point, if it is a certain like if it is that toxic for you, should you really be doing it? I don't know.
It's because, okay, this is the thing about those type of people. There's certain type of people that love that shit. They love to be degraded. They love to. It's a whole psychology thing. It's a thing about they carry on since they were little kids, you know, and they take that and they turn it into their, somehow they transform it into their sexuality, and somehow like that becomes their like. But you could tell this guy is a fucking liar. Like, just everything about him. And even towards the end, later on, you see him after court. Like, you could tell he just fucking forcing his cry out.
Yeah,
like, this guy's like, you could tell he's full of shit. Like, I remember there was a point where I was like, dude, this definitely feels like it was so outrageous. It felt like it felt like a mockumentary. Like, it felt so fake. Like, it just felt like this guy was
playing the victim.
I mean, he was playing the victim the whole fucking time. And then there was various times where his stories didn't line up, and they even brought that up. And but it felt like a fucking reality show in a weird way. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I'm confused, because this was like around episode 4 or 5. I'm like, I'm confused. Is this really a documentary?
Yeah.
Like, is this really happening? Apparently it is. But fuck, I was like, because it was so outrageous. I was like, there's no fucking way. Like, this is fucking fake. Like, but you could just fucking tell this guy's a fucking liar, even from the first fucking episode. And then going back to the girl, like, the mom, you find out later, the mom is like super controlling, super tyrannical, I guess, and she's this fucking narcissist that needs to be in control all the time. And apparently she beat the fuck out of that girl, and she beat her up. She fucking
the orphan, the adopted.
Yeah, Natalia. And that's why Lalo's like, was she manipulated into saying all these things that she wanted to kill them and blah blah blah. But it gets really dark towards the end because they imply that they were almost using her in a sexual way, because the woman, the mom was asking this other person she was having an affair with, which was also a dwarf, by the way, which is weird. Like, she was into him, like she was, she was doing her thing with him.
Well, she tried hooking up Natalia.
No, but it started with them.
Yeah,
it started with them. But the thing is, like, I guess he was trying to bring them in and have some weird fucking dwarf sex, or some shit, some fairy sex or something. I don't know what they call it. But and then it's so weird because at the very, very end, when the guy thinks he's clean, he's scot free, he says he can't be tried again because it would be double jeopardy, which means once you've been what's it called, shit, I forgot the word, but once your
case is closed, pretty much.
Once your case is closed and they determine that you're innocent, they can't trial you again for something that's similar within. Yeah, within the same thing, but in another trial. So that means he could be a witness, or he could almost testify against his wife, which is another weird thing. As soon as they tell him that, he gets really happy. Like, it's weird. Like, he's like almost like, I have this power over her now. Like, it's like, oh, should I do it or should I not? Like, this is when you start seeing, like, this guy's fucked up in the head too. And on top of that, they also fucked up their real kids. Like, that's a whole different story, but yeah, they almost imply that the father was also like having inappropriate things with the daughter. That's what I got out of it. And apparently there is a trial going to happen. Shout out to Maddie Elefantes for letting me know in August or September that she's going to say her side of the story. And she's going to tell pretty much like what would happen on her side. And then there's another issue where there were, that bitch is so crazy and controlling that she went to court and she almost, I don't know if she forced the doctor to say that the girl was like 10 years older than she was, and they were trying to do this narrative that she was an adult this whole time and that she was an imposter, blah blah. But at the end, you find out like, oh, the mom does confirm that she was 6 at the time that they adopted her. But I don't know. It's just so much shit.
It's just so much like
the way I'm explaining it, it almost feels like you're watching it. That's how bad like the documentary is. Like, I wish I had it more detailed and down to the very T. But it's really confusing. But if you really, really pay attention, like, it's a really fucked up narrative. There's so many times. It almost feels like different little timelines in there where you're like, fuck, like they fucked up their own kids. The families are the couple's already fucked up, and then on top of that, they're torturing this adopted disabled kid. And there's the accounts from the neighbors. They're like, oh, they're always screaming at each other in the driveway. And then, dude, it's just so fucking weird. Like, when you think it's over, there's more shit. Yeah, you know what I mean. The best thing is go watch it and try to hang on as hard as possible because
it is very
it's pretty chaotic.
Yeah, it gets very cringy at points. Like, very cringy to the point where, like, even like the dad crying, you're like, "Fuck, this real? What the fuck is going on?"
Dude,
like,
you could tell, dude. And when they show their son, their son, by the way, is apparent according to them. Because now I don't even believe if they just hyped him up, but he was like a super genius. Yeah, he's like a mathematician. He was invited to like this super fucking high tech, prestigious school in Canada.
That's what it
was.
I forgot about that.
And then at the end, you could just see this kid is just fucking torment. Like, you could just he's just so depressed and like he's scared. He's just, this kid has been like fucked over.
He's been through some shit without even wanting to,
Yeah, and apparently the mom, I guess there was an instance where as a kid, like Natalia, the dwarf child. I don't know how else to say, so I'm just gonna keep saying it. But apparently she used to defecate on herself and pee on herself a lot because I mean, it's a kid that's gone through a lot of shit.
Yeah.
So you're going to a new family, and you've been rejected by your previous families. You know, and like, how does a kid fucking react when they're traumatized? So, and then it's weird because apparently she used to do that, and apparently she peed or something happened on
herself on a lot. And
no, she did that
couches and stuff like that.
She did that on the kids on the son's bed, and then the mom apparently told him it's only fair if you go to her bed and pee on her bed. It's fucked up. It's fucked up, and they got to the point where this is the thing that fucking is crazy. They got to the point where after I'm sorry to be all over the place, by the way, too.
I mean, this is the documentary. That's how it was, too. You know,
but
we're all over the place.
So, okay, going back to the legal age thing. So apparently, I don't know if she convinced the doctor to say that she was really this age or not. So apparently, they went to court to correct that. I'm putting quotes up, and apparently the judge didn't need more additional evidence about this, and he just took that one doctor's note saying that no, this girl is older than that she claims to be,
that she perceives, or
and then they rule her that she's actually like overage, so she's like 22 now instead of like 16 or something, and now she's a fucking legal adult, and she's probably still a fucking kid. I still don't even fucking know.
Yeah,
you know, so. At this point, you're like, what the fuck? Like, now she's a fucking adult. But this is the weirder part. They find an apartment for her. They pay for her apartment. And they still want control over her.
Yeah.
If she's an adult.
Well, I think the part with that was that she's an adult, but they still have to care for her because
she's disabled.
In the age, because at the age that she was supposedly still in, and I forgot what state they were in, they still have to take care of their child until the age of 20 something.
Oh, I don't know about that. Yeah, I didn't hear that.
They explained that.
Yeah, I didn't hear it.
But the way that they were still controlling her, the way they were telling her not to talk, it's like not to talk to your neighbors, don't talk to nobody. It's like if they wanted her to hide shit from her, hide shit from whoever who could have come back and said she could have said something, and then they would have what, and then they would have questioned the parents.
Yeah, but eventually she got evicted from there because apparently she was
sneaking into people's houses.
Yeah, she was lonely, bro.
Yeah,
you know, she's fucking lonely. She's a little kid. She was scared. She, you know, it's a neglected child. Damn, dude, it's crazy. And she was just looking for some sort of
acceptance.
Like acceptance. I don't want to say affirmation. But eventually, you know, it caught on to the neighbors, like, what's going on here? This is weird. And eventually they didn't want to renew her thing. And then apparently from there, the controlling mom moved her even to a worse area. Yeah, there's more crime.
The dad said that it was somewhere where like it's 2 blocks away from the bus stop. It's 2 blocks away from the grocery shop. It's 2 blocks away from a mental breakdown place. Or
they purposely located her somewhere where it's impossible for even like her to have any social life. And apparently they even rented like the top.
Yeah, it was the top floor.
The top floor where it was really hard for her to get to. And man, it's a show you have to watch with a lot of patience because it's not done very well, to be honest. I feel like Netflix could have done a better job. Because Netflix is pretty good with documentaries.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's a recommend. I would recommend it. Again, it's no easy issues. Every issue in here it's pretty sad and it's pretty fucking dark. So again, if you don't like that, stay away from it. But if that's your thing and you're down to watch it, good. Well, I mean,
thank you.
It's a good narrative, you know. But other than that, I wish you luck. I wish you luck.
I mean, like I said, like, you know, we talked about like people being adopted. I mean, kids being adopted and what kind of families they go into. How do they know these people are not fucking, you know?
It's a scary thing, bro.
So, it's like
playing the lottery, bro. It's playing the lottery.
Yeah.
You know, and don't get me wrong, there is people out there that I feel like they really, really want to be parents and really want to be loving towards their kids. But it's fucked up, man. Because
Did they say why they wanted to adopt a kid? I forgot.
they just said they were doing good in life and they just wanted to add an additional person to their family.
Okay.
Because remember, they started with showing off all their cars. Yeah. They had a Ferrari in a driveway, which was weird because they lived in a regular neighborhood. I'm like, where the fuck? At a point, I was like, what the fuck does his dad do? Because it sounds like he was making good money.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, he had, and then at that point when he was at the interview, he had lost everything.
Yeah.
But I think he still had that fucking Corvette or something that didn't even run, and it still looked nice and perfectly like. It looked like it still could fucking run. That Corvette, or is it a Corvette? Was it?
You know what scares me the most is like people like that could be parents. You know, because dude, that guy seemed like he couldn't even do anything on his own.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, it's almost like he needs to be babied. Like it's weird. Like you look at this man and you're like, this guy is still a fucking child inside. Like he was traumatized at some point. You know, but and then that fool's someone's dad. And then, you know, now you see the effects on his kid. Like, his kid is more... I felt like his kid was more calm, more, you know what I mean? Like...
Joseph.
Yeah, Joseph. That's that's the son's name, I think.
Yeah.
But, dude, you could tell that their kid was traumatized.
Yeah, the way
like,
that...
You could just see see it in his face.
The son presented himself, like, in the interviews. He wanted to be collective, calm and collective, but there's times where, like...
And there's a lot of...
say things... He was very shaky. He was like, paranoid.
You could tell he wanted to express a lot, but he knew that it would fuck up either his parents or anything. Like,
I think that's like the main thing for him.
Yeah, you could tell like he was just fucking choking up. Like he just wanted to say everything. Like this is what happened, blah blah. But it's a fucked up thing. It's a fucked up experience. Like just watching it.
Yeah, but I mean, we really do recommend go watch it on Max. I know we give out a lot, but still, I mean, it's still out of your own judgment to go watch it, to really perceive what you're seeing and, you know, kind of see what's going on and go based off your own judgment on that. This is just only our thoughts on it. And if you guys go watch it, like, it's a really fucking good documentary. I mean, it's a good documentary for its purpose, but the way it was done, it was really, confusing. But other than that, like, it's good to watch. It's a good watch.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, dude, we're gonna start wrapping up our 50th episode. What do we got? What's our goals now then?
I don't know, maybe 75 episodes. I don't know. At this point, I mean, 50 was already the milestone. Yeah. So whatever happens from here, it's fine.
Well, anywho, I mean, as of right now, we're still gonna continue.
I was telling actually Lalo earlier, I might get my first tattoo.
Oh yeah,
so I'm excited.
When the first tattoo, I will take a picture and put it on the on the paranormal.
I already decided the location.
Paranormal Activity podcast.
And I told them I picked a location where like even if I would get like I would lose some weight or I'll get even fatter, like it will still look decent. So that's important to me right now. So I'm gonna get a fucking badass tattoo on that location.
That'd be sick, dude. I mean,
are you gonna go with me?
Yeah, dude, we're going to New York and go get it.
Yeah, we're gonna go to New York. Nah, we're not going to New York.
I want to take it to some like guy who does tattoos. He's really good. Yeah, he does them right there in downtown LA.
I need a
Skid Row.
I need almost like a cartoonist kind of.
Oh yeah, honestly, the one that did my tattoos over. Her name is Tiger Lily, I think her name is. She did my tattoos pretty good. I love the way she did them, and I want to go back to her, but there's no money, no honey, you know. But I mean, first tattoo, that's a good one. I like that. You want to do black and white? You want color?
You know, I was thinking of doing.
You're pretty light skinned. No. The color will look dope.
I was thinking of doing just the color with the outline with it, like just the outline, and not fill it in. Just give the lines color. And then the actual, I'll show you later, but I already kind of have it in mind. It's not going to be too fucking, too much, yeah.
All right, how big?
I'm fucking excited. Let's go.
All right. Well. Woo! Well, yeah, dude. Congratulations on 50th episode.
Congratulations to yourself too.
Congratulations to us for a 50th episode.
Yeah.
And with that being said,
actually, can I give a couple shout outs?
Yeah.
So shout out to Oso Menor, Oso Mayor, Low Voltage, Pisto the Sweetheart.
that's his nickname. Pisto Sweetheart.
Pisto the Sweetheart, and Betty. Betty, for your podcast. Can't wait for your podcast to come out. Whenever you get your podcast out, come on the show, promote it. Yeah. As much as we can. We distribute to 27 subscribers daily. So yeah. So shout out to all you guys, and I hope you have a blessed week.
Thank you. I want to give my
not you, the crowd.
Okay, cool. I want to give my.
I guess you too now too.
I give my shout outs. Shout out to my mother. Shout outs to shout out to Nico from Profesor Galactico. Happy birthday. Shout outs to Cindy from Fresno.
Oh yeah, shout out to Cindy. Yeah. Shout outs to
Jose from I never congratulated him. Jose from Los Malditos. He's a official. I don't think he's a doctor, but he's like a surgical tech. That's what he is. Shout outs to him. Congratulations to your big milestone. Shout outs to me for my CDL.
Shout out to Lalo for CDL. Come on, give it up, guys. Come on. Yeah.
Shout out.
We're gonna get that CDL money pretty soon, huh?
Get that CDL honey. I'm gonna be moving out soon by my house.
All right.
that's all this podcast is.
Actually, one more shout out to Frank Del Letter. Go check him out too.
Yeah, shout out. There's a lot of shout outs. I just can't think.
Shout out to all the guests that's been on here, because we've had a couple of guests for like a first 50 episodes. Mm-hmm. We've had a chunk of good guests.
Shout outs to Mexico for winning 4-0 against Honduras.
I mean, I felt like it was rigged a little bit.
Hopefully it's not. Hopefully it's not just a little like, I know
a little bit of Monica in your life.
Well, I know Honduras didn't play a good game, but still, hopefully it's not a fake news or a hype. So shout outs to Mexico for that. Who else we gonna shout out to?
Dodgers. Even though they lost this last game.
No, they did lose against the
shout out to the best fucking team in Mexico, Chivas. Let's go.
Yeah, season's gonna start soon. The season should start soon. There is gonna be a clásico in the Coliseum in September.
Oh, Pisto Sweetheart and Manny Elefantes. Let's go.
It's like a wolf or something.
Yeah, let's go, because they're gonna eat us.
Yeah, they're gonna eat us. And shout outs to everybody who listens to this podcast.
Shout out to all listeners.
And if you want us to give you a shout outs, then just leave us a DM or an email. You guys know where.
Yeah.
At aparalleldiscussion.pod for Instagram, and aparalleldiscussion.ask at gmail.com. And with that being said, guys, thank you for listening to our 50th episode.
Bye.